Hi everyone, welcome back to the Class 47 Peter YouTube channel, and you're joining me today for another model railway review. And today I'm excited to be bringing you a review on the Hornby Mark 3s in Intercity Swallow livery. The Intercity Swallow Mark 3s were first announced back in January during Hornby's 2020 range. Now, these coaches have been released during the week I'm filming this video, which is a Saturday. They might have come out on this week that I'm filming them, or maybe the week before, I'm not too sure. But when I saw that these had been released, it did take me by surprise, because I didn't think that these were due yet. Perhaps they were, I don't know, but I assume that they was due a bit later in the year. And so as soon as I saw that they were released, I was frantically then trying to get hold of the ones that I wanted. I've got 7 of them here. One came from Kernow Model Rail Centre, another came from Hatton's, but to get the rest I needed more money to do that. And so in order to help to get the funds to get the other coaches, I sold off my Class 395, and I sold it to Chris Bauer of Westall Wagon Works, and in selling that off, that helped me to buy the others. So now I have a rake of 7 of these. I know some people are thinking, well, you haven't had it long, you've only had it for a few months, but you know, at the end of the day, it's my model. However long I choose to keep it, you know, that's entirely my choice, and that's up to me. At least it's then gone to someone else who will appreciate it and enjoy it from sure for many years. And that's also meant that I can get these coaches, because these coaches are to go with my Intercity Class 87 and Class 90. Now in this video I'm only going to be having a look at the one coach. There's no point in me looking at all of them, or more than one of them, because the detail on all of them is pretty much the same. So I'm only going to be taking a look at the one coach. In the accessory pack included with these models, you get tension lock couplings, which I shan't be using, as I now use some couplings, but you also get some buffers as well to fit onto the coaches, which I shall be fitting on. And so that's a detail pack that you get in with the model, in all the coaches. So the coach that we're going to be looking at in detail is out of the box. This is one of the first class coaches, and this is R4 0002A, and this is the coach number is 41086, which is a first class coach. Now these Hornby Mark 3s are now 20 years old. The detail is pretty much the same. The only thing that's changed in recent years are the bogies, because they're fitted with these close couplings, and they do have the NEM pocket, so you can fit your own couplings as long as they can go into a NEM pocket. In order to do that, Hornby retooled the bogies. Apart from that, the detail is otherwise unchanged. But even though that they are 20 years old, I still think that these still hold up rather well. So to take a look at this model in detail, I'm going to start off with the gangways. So here are the corridor gangways. You do have rivets on the front. And also the gangway, you can see one half has been painted white on here, and the inside where the doors are, they have been painted white, which I think looks really nice, and it's very nice and crisply done. You've also got the warning signs crisply applied on the front, and you've got the C3, and you've got the dialogue there crisply applied on the end of the coach. You can also see the holes in the buffer beam for the buffers to go into. Now you can leave it without the buffers to go with the HST power cars that are due later in the year, or you can fit the buffers on so you can have them running with the Class 90 and 87, which is exactly why I've bought these coaches. But you can still run them with the HST power cars, even if you do fit the buffers on them anyway, because the buffers, they are designed to be removable on these coaches. We have some very nice detail on the bogies. We have the axle boxes, and you've also got the springs. The detail, it is all moulded, but I'm not really too bothered by that, because even if it's moulding, the detail is still nice on them. These coaches are also fitted with metal wheels as well. We've also got some very nice detail around here. The door handle, which does have one, it's there, it's moulded, but it has been painted. You've also got a handrail there, again moulded but painted. You've also got this little bit of detail here, which does have some rivet detail on. Glazing in all of the coach windows, and what I do particularly like is that you've got the silver window trim, which has been painted and very nicely done. And you've also got seats in all of the interior, so you can fit passengers there in there if you want to. You can even fit lighting in there if you want to as well. We now move on to the livery application, and I do really love the Intercity Swallow livery. You've got the beige underneath here, then you've got the red band, followed by the white on top of that. Then you've got this grey colour, and then as it's a first class coach, you've got the yellow band at the top. You've also got Intercity crisply applied on the body sides, and the one for the first class coach, again crisply applied. Very nice livery application and superb livery. Moving on to the roof, which isn't the most exciting to look at. What you do get though, you have the roof vents on either end of the coach, and there is some nice rivet detail on those. Also, you do get some handrails on top of the roof on this bit of detail here. Now, I had to do a double take because at first I thought they were separately fitted, but looking closer at them, they are indeed moulded on. You've got some other rivet detail here. So for a first impression, they're not the most amazingly detailed coaches, it has to be said. I mean, the detail on the Mark 3 coaches that Hornby brought out this year with the sliding doors are probably more superior in terms of detail. But the detail on these models is still very nice. And when you have them coupled up behind a low coat, they still do make a splendid sight. So I fitted the buffers onto this Mark 3, and I shall be doing it with all the others. However, with these buffers, they are designed to simply just slot into the holes on the buffer beam. However, I found that the holes were not quite big enough to slot the buffers into place. You don't have to glue them in place, they should slot straight in, but the holes were just simply not big enough. So I had to use a file, this one to be precise, to open the holes up, and then they slotted straight in. So this is something I'm probably going to have to do with all the Mark 3s before I get them on the layout. It's not something we should have to do really, but I just thought I'd put this in the video to make you be aware that if you get these, you might have to open the holes up a bit. So now we've reached the part of the review that I'm sure you've all been looking forward to the most. The coaches running on the layout. And 87010 King Arthur has the honour of giving these coaches their first run on the layout. Now just look at that. There's nothing more satisfying than an Intercity Swallow Class 87 with a matching rake of Mark 3 coaches. I mean, just look at just what a superb sight that something like this makes. Of course, the only thing that these coaches need now is a DVT, a matching DVT. And that shall be coming out later this year, and I shall definitely be getting one of those. And so once I've got the DVT to go with these coaches, then we'll have full matching rake. So the plan is that these coaches are to go with the Intercity Swallow Class 87 and Class 90. And the Virgin rake that I already own will go with the Virgin Trains Class 87, which I do hope that Batman will do a Class 90 Virgin Trains livery in the future. I also hope that Helgen will at some point release their upcoming Class 86/4s in Intercity Swallow and Virgin liveries. But it has been an ambition to get a rake of Intercity Swallow coaches with some matching locomotives to run on the layout, because this is the sort of train that I remember seeing, that I saw when I was a kid. It's the sort of train I was growing up with, and so that's why I want things like this on the layout. And at some point when I can get this running on the layout with the full complete rake, when we get the DVT, to be able to have this running around the layout as well as the matching Virgin rake, I think that that will be just quite a superb and amazing sight to see, I think. And so the ambition of wanting a rake of Intercity Swallow Mark III's to go with matching locomotives such as the Class 87, it's now pretty much complete. They do need hunt couplings, however. This coach, coupled behind the 87, already has one fitted, but the rest of the couplings are non-hunt couplings. They're the close couplings that you get with these models when you first buy them. But I have got some hunt couplings on the way for these coaches. But this livery, I think we can all agree that this livery is just simply amazing. And I absolutely love and adore this livery. And this is the sort of sight that we'll be able to see again soon in real life. So that now brings me on to my conclusion for the Hornby Mark III's in the Intercity Swallow livery. And so what do I think of these models? Well, even though that these coaches are now 20 years old, I still think that they are really good models. I still think that they hold up quite well. I mean, they might not have all the detail on them like the Oxford Rail Mark III's because they're more detailed. But at the end of the day, I'm not necessarily looking for the Mark III coaches that have all the detail. I just want matching coaches to go with my Class 87 and Class 90, and these are just that. And they still look the dog's doodahs when they're coupled behind a matching livery locomotive like the Class 87 as you've seen pulling them around the layouts, or a Class 90, or even a Class 86, or even a HST power car pack, which now that I've got these Mark III's, that will give me an excuse to get hold of a pair of HST power cars in the Intercity Swallow livery, which I think I'm definitely going to have to chip in with and buy. So I think those new buffered HST power cars in the Intercity Swallow livery will definitely have to join Foxhill Junction. But these coaches, when coupled behind a locomotive in Intercity Swallow livery, they look spectacular, you know, they do look superb. And so they are really nice models, and so for that, that's all I'm after. Models that, you know, look the part when they're running with a matching livery locomotive, so I'm not really bothered that they don't have all the detail on them at the end of the day. And so I definitely recommend that you buy these, because they are really, really good models. So that brings me on to the end of this review on the Hornby Mark III's in the Intercity Swallow livery. Thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed watching this review. As ever, if you like what you see, then subscribe to the channel and feel free to post a comment. Smash that like button while you're at it, and check out all my other videos that I have on the channel, and also I'll see you again next time. But until then, stay safe and take care.